Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again taking a look at a woke student who has to stand there and, well, listen to the truth. This time it involves Michael Knowles, who recently appeared at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where a student steps up and, well, like we've seen many times before, it really doesn't go their way. And when it involves Michael Knowles anyway, that's pretty much always the case. I'm sure many of you guys have seen Michael Knowles in other debates. He's pretty familiar with setting people straight, and in this case, the way he delivers the truth to this student, it's pretty amazing to see it. And I kind of feel like these students need to hear the truth, because clearly they have people around them constantly feeding them lies and pushing them down a road that in the long term isn't going to serve them. But before we get into this one, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into it.
Hi, Michael. My name is Demi. In the recent past, you've advocated for the outright eradication of transgenderism from public life, with the claim that the supposed right of confused people to pretend to be the opposite sex necessarily infringes on your right to distinguish between men and women. I'm standing here now, a biological male, wearing a dress with a pair of leggings. Do you sincerely believe that I should be subject to punitive justice on the basis of what I'm wearing? And if so, are you willing to turn yourself in for wearing women's panties in your gay college film?
Well, I'll take those questions in order, I guess. The first one, I would encourage you to behave as a man, is what I would do, because you are a man, and I don't know how exactly you came to the point where you think you're a woman or very much would like to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping you. I don't think that they're actually an ally of yours. I think they're lying to you, and I think it's very disrespectful, and I think it will not lead to your flourishing. I think it will only immiserate you. And so you might hate me for telling you the truth, but I think the truth will set you free. And furthermore, your masquerading as a woman does infringe on the legitimate rights of other people, the rights of women to have their own bathrooms. I don't know if you're an athlete. I'm not much of an athlete myself, but the rights of women to have their own sports leagues and the like. That is not something that you have a right to do, no matter how sincerely you believe the fantasy that you're a woman. As to that Yale thesis film, this thing dogs me. You know, back in my wayward youth, I was never a transvestite or a homosexual or anything, but I was something even more morally suspect. I was a professional actor. And I played 200 roles, I would estimate, in my acting career. Soldiers, football players, real macho guys. But you play one half gay guy in a Yale thesis film one time, it's all anybody wants to talk about. And by the way, I don't remember the exact wardrobe from that undergraduate thesis film, but I think it was male attire, but it was a bit risque. There's no question about that. The only further thing I will say about that Yale undergraduate thesis film, that is the most heterosexual thing that has ever been produced at Yale University, okay? So in the land of the blind, I guess, the one-eyed man is king. In any case, I think your second question was a little bit more of a joke. Your first question, it seems like a sincere question, and my answer to you is sincere. I'm happy to answer any more questions you have, but I'm not going to lie to you, and I think the people who are continuing to lie to you about so basic an aspect of your nature and the rights that you have in political society are not doing you any favors at all.
Damn.
So having yearned for the days when it was illegal to cross-dress in San Francisco, I'm just very curious why you're so comfortable, wearing drag in these films. It's a really silly.
Sure,
silly, it's a silly
I was an actor and I wore silly costumes. I don't know what to
Okay.
tell you. If you have a sincere question about the issue or my stance on transgenderism or any advice that you might be seeking, I'm happy to do it. But if you merely want to say that Yale is a bit of a queer school and I was in a student film, I guess I was, and I was basically the most macho guy at that school. What does that tell you about Yale University?
When you harp on your right to distinguish between men and women, are you afraid that you're going to be attracted to trans women?
I'm not.
You sir? Are you positive?
Say it again. I didn't hear the second part.
Then why is it that you harp on your right to distinguish between men and women? If you can always tell, why is it so hard?
Well, because it's not even merely that you're putting on a dress. It's that you and people who identify as transgender are infringing upon rights and spaces that properly belong to women, and you have no right to do that. And so when you ask me, why do you care about this issue? And by the way, it's not just me, it's like the vast majority of voters who care about this. The reason is because we live in society and we have political rights, and also because we care for the truth. And the very fact that this always happens with the sexual revolutionaries. They always say, you know, if you if you don't agree with the idea that a man can secretly be a woman, then maybe you're a transgender or something. I think the implication is quite clear, which is that you recognize there's something obviously disordered about this identity. That's why in your attempt to insult people who are pointing out the truth, you're accusing them of that very same thing. But that inclination, that impulse to see that as a disorder should be instructive to you, and I think it could help you if you would allow yourself not to just cast it on someone else, but to look in the mirror.
Man, Michael Knowles talks very, very well. The way he articulates himself is great to see. And that point he made at the beginning, you know, these quote-unquote allies who reaffirm individuals claiming to be the opposite gender aren't allies whatsoever, because they're actually harming the individual mentally, physically, spiritually. We need to start telling the truth, not running away from it. Stop entering the realms of delusion and bring back truth, reality, common sense. As Michael Knowles says, you know, the truth will set you free. And not only is it affecting the individual, but the people around them. You know, if a male thinks he's a woman, somehow, some way, he then thinks he gets the basic rights of women, you know, going into their safe spaces, private spaces, and even their sports. That shouldn't be happening. We need to be getting to the root cause as to why people feel like they need to go down these certain roads and get them the right help, instead of these allies. As soon as somebody says, oh, you know what, I think I'm XYZ, they go, wow, that's so stunning, that's so brave, well done you, let's keep on reaffirming this. No, we need to stop doing that. And for me, I think the way Michael Knowles delivered that really shocked the student. I don't think they've ever heard the truth told to them like that. I think they've always had people telling them what they want to hear, but we need to start saying what people might not want to hear, but what they need to hear. And when he started going off about Michael Knowles, the film, whatever, I think he thought those were the gotcha questions. Oh, I'm going to catch Michael Knowles out here, but no. And I don't think they really had any valuable things to say. That might sound a little bit harsh, but I thought it was going to be a very, you know, strong debate. But then after the first question, it just seemed to get a little bit comedic. And this group of people always come up with the talking point of, why do people keep talking about it? Oh, they're obsessed. No, people are obsessed with making sure we know about it. Everywhere we look now, it's getting pushed. So then when we talk about it, then it's, oh, these people, that's all they talk about. We need to talk about this issue because there are a lot of problems arising from it anyway. Like with women's sports, that has been ignored for so long. We're now focusing on this issue and people are thinking, maybe, you know what, we should have taken a look at that a little bit earlier. If you ignore issues and allow them to grow, things get out of hand. And I don't see how talking about this issue more, for example, is going to make Michael Knowles find a trans person attractive. I found that a very weird talking point. I think Michael Knowles had a lot of compassion and maybe did feel sorry for this student, as do I really. I feel sorry for a lot of these people who have been pushed down this road and they don't know what they're doing. They're lost. They're confused, and everybody around them who again claims to be allies are telling them, oh no, this is the right thing for you, whether it's parents, teachers, people on social media, doctors, whoever. And you know, clearly it's not working because a lot of them are unhappy and they can't figure out why. I thought this was the best thing for me. People told me this was the best thing for me. No. We need to start telling the truth. But leave your thoughts down below on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this debate? What are your thoughts on what Michael Knowles said? I would like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.